Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time you're watching this. It is Tuesday, and we're going to get into a little bit of a couplet. This one's going to be a pretty spicy workout. So let's break down what we're looking at. We're going to start off with a 6-minute AMRAP of 20 alternating dumbbell or kettlebell snatches. Now, if you are using a kettlebell, don't feel the need to alternate every rep. Maybe break it up in sets of 5, maybe it's sets of 10, just because changing hands on that kettlebell is cumbersome, while changing hands on a dumbbell is pretty simple. So if you're using a dumbbell, definitely alternate hands. If you're using a kettlebell, then you can break that 20 up however you want to. Try to keep them evenly split between right and left. Normally we'll say total on that stuff, but I want you to balance this workout out. If you don't have a dumbbell or a kettlebell, find something that you can use in that place. Or in place of it. It's totally okay if you have a barbell and you don't have a dumbbell or a kettlebell to do this as lightweight snatches. If I was going to do this as lightweight snatches, I would be looking at anywhere, if I'm a guy, probably 75 to 95. I'd say because of the number of reps, let's say 75 pounds on the bar, because I want you to move consistently. This is about trying to get through a handful of rounds, not staring at a 95-pound barbell and going, I did 10 and 10 more feels like a lot. So if you do have a bar, for a guy for 75 pounds on the bar would be appropriate for the right stimulus that we're going for here. If you're a gal, that's going to be 55 pounds on the bar, if we're going by normal RX standards. So either way, we're doing snatches. Have fun with it. If you only have a backpack, you can do the same thing with a backpack. It's just not alternating. You'll just do 20 reps. So starting off with those alternating dumbbell snatch, then 10 burpees over that dumbbell or kettlebell. Whatever implement you're using, you're burpeeing over that. Now that is a lateral burpee. It doesn't have to be facing, so it's not like a bar facing burpee where you have to face the bar and jump over and turn around. These are lateral, and I'll demonstrate that here in a second. We're then going to rest 3 minutes. And then we're going to start another 6-minute AMRAP. We're going to flip that rep scheme around. It's now going to be 20 burpees over your dumbbell or kettlebell. I probably should have put that there. And then 10 alternating dumbbell or kettlebell snatch. So we're going back to the same couplet, but switching the rep schemes around, which, yes, this will probably be one where people get less reps because there's more burpees. Or less reps and rounds as well. But that's okay. We just want to mix up the stimulus on that, so that way when you get to this now feels like a break instead of your 10 burpees feeling like a little bit of a break. So, and the way we're going to break this down is we're going to do a separate score for each. So you're going to have rounds and reps for each. Why we're not doing total is because since we did flip it, these are technically 2 different workouts. It's the same movement, same couplet, but because you're now doing 20 burpees instead of 10, you can't measure these the same and thus only have one score. So we're going to do rounds and reps for our first 6 minutes and rounds and reps for our second 6 minutes. And that's what we're getting into. So let's talk a little bit about snatches and then those burpees. I have a 50-pound dumbbell here with me for the dumbbell snatch or kettlebell snatch. You know what? I'll grab a kettlebell too, just because they are different movements. So for the dumbbell snatch, both of the heads of my dumbbell have to touch the ground for every rep. So when I pick it up off the ground and take it up overhead, when I come back down, both heads need to touch the floor and I can switch hands. Or if I want to switch hands on the way down, that I find is much more efficient. And once you get used to the timing of switching hands on the way down, it's really not that bad. The big thing to think about is you want to switch that dumbbell only once it's past the top of your head. We're not dropping dumbbells from up over our head and hoping to catch it, because dropping 50 pounds or 35 pounds on your head could ruin your day. So, switching hands on the way down, both heads touch, alternating right to left. If I'm using a kettlebell, since the snatch starts at the hip crease, you're not dropping it to touch the floor every time. Now, I have seen athletes in the past, when we're doing kettlebell snatches, go all the way to the floor every single time. That's not how these are supposed to be done. You want to treat it a lot like a kettlebell swing. So from here, I'm going to really pop my hips and then punch up and get that kettlebell up over my head. The reason why we're not alternating is coming back down and then switching hands means that your cycle rate's way, way, way slower. So I want you to think about doing a handful of reps on this side and switching. Again, 10 and 10, 5, 5, however you want to break it up. Keep it even. And the big thing that we get sometimes with the kettlebell snatch is people will complain about bruises where that kettlebell keeps turning over and smacking you in the forearm. The harder you punch up, the less that happens. So if I'm lazy with my turnover, that's gonna beat up my forearm. Could really feel that kettlebell come back down and hit it. If I get aggressive with that punch up overhead, I don't really feel that impact on my forearm because I'm meeting the kettlebell where it's at rather than allowing it to come over and meet my forearm. So now when we're doing the burpees, whatever implement I'm using, obviously if I'm using a kettlebell, this sits higher, so you're gonna have to jump higher. You don't have to jump directly over the thing, but get pretty close to it. So I finished my first set of snatches. This comes back down to the ground. Now I gotta do my burpees over my dumbbell. So chest and thighs touch the floor, up, over the top, right back down. I do not have to stand all the way up for my lateral burpees. So 20 snatches, 10 burpees, 6 minutes, 3-minute rest, 6 minutes again, 20 burpees, 10 snatches, time. It's gonna be a good one today, guys. Get after it, have fun with it, and excited to see who takes the W on this one. Let's have fun.